So, I am working a 10-hour shift. Started at 2. It's currently 5 in the morning now. I'll be getting off at noon. And I am bored. So, I figured I would just meander along with my thoughts. Lately, my thoughts have been about Pluto. Yes, New Horizons flying by, taking photos, doing all kinds of laser scans. It is phenomenal. But there's two things that I want to talk about in particular. One is the heart-shaped landscape that everyone is just going crazy for. It's cool. It's awesome. But people don't seem to really grasp what that means. According to NASA, they suspect it's a frozen, vast wasteland, which is cool. But what does that mean? Well, looking at other planets and satellites, such as our moon, that means either currently or at some time, Pluto had possible magma. What does that mean? It means, at least for a time, Pluto was an active, moving, living planet. It had volcanoes, it had activity, it had a possible molten core. And if it had a molten core, chances are it's most likely iron, and with a few other ingredients, just a molten mass. Which means at some point, and from some of the probe data, it has a magnetic field. What does that mean? It means that it's able to deflect cosmic rays, radiation, just like our planet. As an example, Venus doesn't have a magnetic field anymore, neither does Mars. We do, a few other moons and planets do, because they have a molten core. So if Pluto has a molten core, admittedly, that might jump it up into planetary, but not necessarily. And I am one of those who think it should remain a dwarf planet. However, the other thing than the possible molten landscape of Pluto, I find very interesting, and no one is talking about, is it has an atmosphere. That's incredible. Mercury doesn't have an atmosphere. The moon doesn't have an atmosphere. Other planets do, other moons do. But Pluto, little Pluto, over almost 5 billion miles away, has an atmosphere. What is an atmosphere? Basically, it's gas that gets trapped in the gravity of the planet and just tends to hang out. Though, due to movement and everything, we do lose some. But that means it might be producing an atmosphere. Most of it is nitrogen, which, fine, but do you know how incredible it is? This little sphere with 5 moons just jutting around the solar system at an oblong orbit has an atmosphere. That's incredible.